Hey guys, I want a huge shout out to my patrons, a special thanks to Mechanical Geniuses, Azzy Abbott and Scott Ingalls, my Flamekeepers, Adam Fox and RenegadeSamurai, and Heda Chris. Thank you guys so much for your tremendous support. Well, that was a thing. Hey guys, girls and everyone in between and beyond, it's time of a new video, and I was going to start us off with a completely different intro. For one, I thought this episode was actually called, lightning and fire, and I was going to go off about a whole thing about how this has something to do with Nora, and fire obviously referring to Yang, I guess. But it's actually called lighting the fire. But yeah, fire has to be referring to Yang. Yang hasn't really done a lot yet this volume. At least she didn't really have anything to do. She's mostly just been on the road and on the lookout, and now obviously headed towards her mother, because that bandit, she knocked the teeth out. I really love bringing that up again. I don't grow tired of it. Yeah, he obviously gave us some intel on where Raven is located. And that is definitely going to be where Weiss and Yang are going to meet up. So either Yang is going to rescue Weiss, or Weiss is actually going to free herself, because somebody pointed out to me after watching the last video, she summoned the mini knight, and like he still has a sword, so he could technically cut her bindings, the ropes around her wrists, you know what I mean. So maybe we're gonna have some freezer burn team fighting. I am so here for that, because like the last time we've properly had that was volume 3, and they weren't chosen as the double team in the tournament without a reason. They fight really well together. They balance each other out really well. So yeah, super excited for that, definitely. Obviously also very excited to see the Spring Maiden again. You guys may have noticed I'm pretty fond of her already. Possibly a little bit. It wasn't that noticeable. And we should probably also get to meet Raven finally. It's really odd that we didn't actually see her in the last episode, but I guess it was kind of a good way to introduce the Spring Maiden without anything else going on. And I don't know, maybe Raven was busy, she's the leader of a tribe. Another thing I need to address, and that completely went over my head and somehow I didn't hear anything about. Apparently everything centered around Blake's storyline takes place an entire month before everybody else's arc. Basically, Blake's storyline is a constant flashback this volume. Apparently this could have been picked up on in the last episode, because Gira said the attack on Haven is planned in 2 months, and then later Oscar or Ospin said it's planned in 1 month. But I don't know, maybe I was talking over that part. I usually hear everything that's being said, even when I talk about it. My audio is, the volume's pretty high when I listen to it. But I don't know, I just didn't even register that. And apparently Miles addressed that at a panel recently, and I don't watch every single panel they do at various conventions. So yeah, that's a thing. So of course Ilya and Blake and Gira and Kali don't know anything about Sienna's murder yet, because it hasn't happened yet. Which also confirms my thoughts about Ilya though. I don't think she's going to be behind the whole thing. There's no way. I feel like if she's still in support of Adam after that, it's because she does know that he actually murdered Sienna, and she's under the belief that it was a human, like Adam is telling everybody, obviously. But yeah, and as for Ruby and the rest of the gang, there's really a lot to say about that. Ospin's gonna train them, which should be really cool. I'm guessing we're mostly going to focus on Ruby and John there, because John, obviously, like they said, still hasn't discovered his semblance, although I guess they've stated before that not every huntsman or huntress ever does discover their semblance. It's not that rare for somebody to never discover their semblance. But you know, they've hinted at it, so obviously that's a thing that's gonna happen. They're not just gonna hint at it and then never gonna deliver it. And as for Ruby, which has already been stated in the Yang character short, she needs to strengthen her hand-to-hand combat abilities. I'm excited to see more of that. Because yeah, that was actually kind of a huge problem for her in volume 3. I just randomly remembered that when she noticed Emerald in the crowd before Pyrrha and Penny's fight, and she went to warn somebody and she didn't have a scythe with her, and then she was cornered by Mercury and couldn't defend herself because his entire fighting style relies on hand-to-hand combat, mostly with his feet, and RWBY couldn't do anything without her scythe except run, and even then he caught up with her. And she couldn't stop the fight and call for help or anything. She was essentially useless in that situation. And I'm sure she probably still beats herself up for that. So yeah, that is something that needs work. This episode isn't that long actually, it's only 16 minutes. And part of that is also the intro and outro, so yeah, it's not all that long. But I guess they can't make all the episodes anime length. But who knows, maybe we'll finally be at that point in the next volume. But anyway, enough talking, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for a lot of yang, as the title suggests, and it better not disappoint. Here we go. RWBY Volume 5, Chapter 4. In 3, 2, 1, and play. Back to the fairy tale. Things looking bleak and they're bound to get worse. Okay, that was close enough, I guess. This intro has really grown on me. I still can't really say where it stands among the other intros, but I really like it. And visually, it's undoubtedly the best one they've ever done. Hands down. Die. Can't wait to see more Vanel now that I finally know that that's her name. Oh, Ilya. Triumph will be us. Here we go. And I can hear Bumblebee in the background. Oh, she has the bandit with her actually. Interesting. Well, I guess that's the best way for him to show her the way.
How much further, pal?
This should just about do it.
Why do I get the feeling that's a trap? Because I do not like the smirk yet on his face.
I'll go up ahead and make sure the coast is clear.
Huh. Yeah, that's definitely a trap. Come on. Last image, and also I think she suspects he's up to no good. Oh. Thank you, God. I knew it. Come on. That was so obviously a trap. And I'm pretty sure she suspected that.
To let me lead you here.
No, she took off her ass cape, so I'm pretty sure she made sure to get combat ready.
Everyone?
Yes, little lady. This is it. Well, unless you count the whole rest of the camp back that way.
That way.
Nah, you idiot.
Yes.
Prepare to have your asses kicked.
Good to know. Thanks.
Fuck them up, Yang.
Now to pay me back for this tooth, we're gonna take your bike.
This
You're
music.
gonna take your lumps.
Is that Momo from My Hero Academia?
You got the jump on me last time, sweetheart. You really ought to think twice about fighting all...
Ooh, the first time we see her fighting with Amber Silica in her new arm. In her new arm. Come on. Hell yeah! I love this music. It has such a piratey vibe to it. Yes! Nice! 3 at once! This is so cool! Ah! Yep. Yep. This is the very reason why I exist. And the shaky hand again.
Who are you? It doesn't even matter. When Raven finds out what you did, you're dead.
Possibly, but I doubt it. I'm her daughter, after all.
Oh, damn right.
I'm dead.
You are. Yep, that was beautiful. That was amazing. Spectacular. Fantastic. And we're getting right to RWBY training. Hand-to-hand combat, as she needs.
Man, Oz wasn't kidding. Oscar's picking up on this stuff fast.
Ouch.
My gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yes, I did it!
Oh, children.
Oscar?
You forgot to engage your aura again.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because this method makes you less likely to forget. Mind if I give it a shot?
Oh god, go easy on
Not
her.
bad, Miss Rose. But Oscar doesn't have the years of training that you do. Or I do.
Oh, well, maybe we should take a
Yeah,
break.
I'd be terrified. Ouch, RWBY's getting her ass kicked hard.
Ouch. The next time you want to throw left cross, remember to push off with the appropriate foot. And as always, do be aware of any openings.
Sure, I'm gonna pretend like I understand any of that.
Hey, are you okay?
How is this so exhausting?
God, I'm sure the
Your
Rose
body
Gun
isn't
shippers
used
are
to this kind of
thriving right now.
Not to mention generating a defensive aura on your own. It takes intense concentration at first, but in time it will become second nature, allowing you to deflect attacks and gradually heal your wounds. After that, you can begin focusing on your semblance, whatever that may be.
Alright.
Semblance.
You know, like your very own superpower. Everybody's got
Basically.
one. It's just a matter of finding it and mastering it. RWBY moves super fast. Electricity makes me stronger. Ren can mask emotions, and John can,
That's still a mystery.
I can't do anything.
John's like you. He hasn't found
Look
his
at them
semblance yet,
gradually
but we all
going
know he
taller,
will.
I love it.
And you will too.
God, these two
We'll
are
just have to
tiny.
try and help each other get stronger.
Cool.
A common philosophy is that a warrior's semblance is a part of who they are. Some say your personality and character can define your semblance, while some claim that it's the other way around. Of course, there are still many who don't see a connection at all.
I guess it
Hard to
makes
know when
sense
you
though.
know sometimes.
Like when you look
Ren's
at Yang.
semblance was unlocked from intense stress, and mine kicked in during training one day.
What about you?
Oh, struck by lightning, didn't die.
God.
Crazy Thursday.
Just
I
normal
just don't
Nora
understand
things.
what's wrong with me. I train, I meditate. Don't worry, Mr. Ark. Your journey is far from over. And the same might be said for all of you. Unlocking your semblance isn't the end. You can still grow and evolve.
Yeah, exactly.
Providing you're willing to put in the work, who knows what could happen.
Then let's get back to it.
I love this team dynamic a lot. Oh my god, they're all covered in bruises. Imagine leading someone to your camp, someone you've just gotten your ass kicked by. Heavily. It's amazing. Hi, babe. I mean, what? Okay, there's those two. She's gonna see Weiss any minute. Yeah, there she is. They're like seconds away from each other. Okay. He's gonna break her out instead of cut her bindings, but makes sense too. Okay, that's a giant tent. Raven is gonna be in there, obviously. Yep. I say this a lot, but step on me.
Mom.
Holy shit.
Yang. So, after all this time, you finally decided to visit me.
Hand.
You know that I searched for you. I spent years looking for you. And you found me.
Wow.
You were patient, determined, and strong enough to make your dream a reality. Well done, Yang.
God, Raven is pale.
Did you have to be so rough with my men?
I didn't want a fight. They started it.
They did.
Well, you certainly finished it.
She did.
Right. I'm sure this is all very overwhelming, but I must admit that you've proven yourself. So any questions you have, I'll be happy to answer. You can stay with us tonight. I'll even have the cooks whip up something for you.
That's not why I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Look at her glorious hair
What was
blowing in the
that?
wind.
I'm not here for you. Ruby is somewhere in Mistral. She's with Crow and she's going to need my help. I just need you to take me to her.
Oh,
And why would I do that?
damn.
Because we're family.
Family. Only coming around when they need something.
Her only reason for finding
have to
Raven was
say,
to
I'm
get to
disappointed.
Ruby.
After all, you found me, didn't you? Why not take that drive and use it to find your little sister if she really means that much to you?
Because you're going to save me time. Ruby was heading to Mistral,
Fair
but
enough.
there's no guarantee she's made it there. Looking for her in Anima could take ages.
True.
But Dad told me how your semblance works.
Hmm.
You could bond to certain people. And when you do, you could create a portal that takes you straight to them.
Huh.
You've got
So
one for
that's
Dad,
a secret
one
behind
for
the
me.
portals.
and you've got one for Crow.
Uh-huh.
He promised me he'd watch out for Ruby before he left. And I trust him. So, make a portal to my uncle and sister, and I'll be on my way.
You know, it takes real strength to march in here and demand such a favor of me. I've got to say,
I
I'm
am gonna
impressed.
talk about that summons because that's
It's very
interesting.
noble to want to help out your sister. But if she's with Crow, then she's already a lost cause.
What does that mean?
Oh yeah, she doesn't
You
know
don't
about
want to get
Crow's
mixed up in
semblance.
all of that, Yang. Ozpin is not the man you think he is.
That
And
is also
Crow is a
true.
fool for trusting him.
That
I
might
don't
also
know.
be true.
I trusted him once too.
I don't care what you think.
Your choice
How
is
dare
your
she.
own. All I'm suggesting is that instead of getting wrapped up in something too big for you, for any of us, that maybe you take a moment to wonder if you're already where you belong.
Save your breath. You could spout off whatever you want, but nothing is going to keep me from my sister.
Oh, aren't you stubborn?
I
Oh,
get it
she
from my
is.
mom.
Oh. Snap. How is this going to get resolved?
Well, if that's how you feel, then it sounds like we're done here.
Also,
take her
Raven's
away.
hair is some next level crazy. She looks like a hedgehog. A very sexy hedgehog. I did not say that.
Did you not hear me? I said, send me to Crow, damn it!
Ooh, red eyes.
Watch your mouth in front of our leader!
Make me.
Ah! I can take this as a Bumblebee parallel. I'm just going to. Hell yeah! So much of this Oh! There's Weiss!
Yang? Weiss?
Whoops!
All right, well, subtlety is out.
Indeed. Okay, it did cut her bindings. Oh, nice! That is so damn cool. And playing Mirror Mirror again, I love it. Frieza
What
Band!
is that?
Teamwork!
Don't worry about it. What are you doing here?
Well, that's It's my mom, and she could take us to RWBY.
Surprise!
Your mom kidnapped me? You kidnapped her?
This is great! This is everything I hoped and wanted. Lightning! Shit! I wanted to address this, but I forgot. Spring Maiden.
Thank you.
Because
If you
we've
people
seen.
don't keep it together, this place will be crawling with Grimm.
Because we've seen the Fall Maiden
Give the girl her weapon.
use lightning too. Fair enough.
In my tent. Now.
Why?
If you're really going after your sister, then you need to know the truth.
Okay then. I have so much to talk about after this episode. It's almost over too. Ah, I wanted
Sorry
a
about
freezer
that.
burn fight. Oh! She just jumped into her arm.
So much.
Oh! That's
I
gay,
missed you
but
too.
okay. Oh my god. Oh! That they played home. Oh, I love that so much. How am I in tears over this? I love that so much. It was so sweet. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna have to get it together. First of all, that was exactly how I imagined their reunion to go. First of all, the whole, your mom kidnapped me? You kidnapped her? That was glorious. Just the whole reveal of Weiss being there was amazing. But Weiss being in the middle of breaking out and then just, whoops, you're here too. But yeah, Raven is actually gonna cooperate. I guess it makes sense, even though they're bandits, it still makes sense for them to avoid unnecessary fighting where they don't necessarily have the upper hand. And this clearly shows that Raven does not underestimate her daughter. She knows her daughter could kick half of her tribe's ass at once. And all of that, of course, creating negative emotions and attracting Grimm. She knows all that. Raven isn't stupid, obviously. And we actually have her semblance revealed now, and I actually really love the way her semblance works. It's a lot less simple than it was first made out to be. Like, people first only suspected that she can create portals, that's it. No real limitations, really. But the limitations are that she can only portal to people she has a bond with. Those people being Tai, Yang, and Crow. Her closest family members, I should say, and Tai being her ex, but she still has the bond with him. Interesting. Yeah, as much as she pretends she doesn't care about Yang, she does have that bond with her, and she did portal to her when she was in trouble and Neo almost killed her. That still leaves the questions how the hell she knew, though. I wonder if she can somehow like create a portal that she can look through at all times? I'm not entirely sure. And she clearly also cares enough to want to warn her about Crow's semblance, and she doesn't just want Yang running off just like that. As much as she pretends she doesn't care, she cares an awful lot. And she's obviously not a perfect mom. I mean, she isn't really a mother to begin with, because she probably left immediately after Yang was born. Yang didn't have any memory of her whatsoever until she had found the photograph of her. And until then she had considered Summer her actual mother, and she is, or was, because Summer was the one actually raising her. I'm still really interested in the reasons Raven had for actually leaving. I mean, whether Yang was planned or not, I feel like the sensible thing to do would be to stick around for your teammates alone. And Tai did say that Raven was the one who started breaking up Team Stark before Summer even... Oh no, Summer died afterwards, never mind. But he did say that Raven was the one who basically caused the downfall of Team Stark. And I don't know whether she just panicked at the thought of having a child, or, you know, not everybody is cut out for motherhood, not everybody can deal with having kids. Maybe Yang was an accident, or her tribe just really desperately needed her. But then of course she always could have come back, but she didn't. yeah, so many things we still have yet to find out, and I am so looking forward to finally finding out. But yeah, the fact that Raven is willing to cooperate rather quickly actually makes the Team RWBY reunion a lot more sudden than I had expected. Like, we all expected them to reunite at the end of this volume at most, and now it's going to most likely be more like the middle of the volume or even earlier. Especially now that I know that Blake's entire story arc so far in this volume has been a flashback, and a month before everything else here is happening. So at the time everything else is happening for the other characters, she might already be on her way. And they're clearly all going to meet in Mistral somewhere. People suspected they were going to meet at Yang's camp because their plan was heading there for the Spring Maiden, but Team Ranger and Oscar are currently caught up with training, so I don't think that's the first objective on their list right now. And Yang and Weiss are probably going to head towards Ruby sometime next episode. They're probably going to meet her next episode, and the only one missing will be Blake. And I think that won't happen for a few more episodes. I think by the time Team RWBY has reunited, Blake's story arc is probably also going to catch up with the present one, as in it won't be a flashback anymore, and then somehow they're going to meet up too, but I still can't imagine how yet. I mean, it's going as expected though. Blake is going to be the last one to reunite with them all and make everything awkward. That's what I thought from the very beginning, and I'm very happy it's turning out to be this way, because it's such a great scenario and it creates so much suspension and tension between them, and I can't wait. And a big portion of this episode was just Yang beating up stuff, but obviously I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, there actually wasn't any Blake at all in this episode, so I'm guessing we're going back to that next episode. Maybe it's even going to be a Blake-centric episode, because this episode was very Yang-centric. I mean, it did switch back between Team Ranger and Yang, and then also including Weiss in that. By the time Team RWBY is reunited, they finally won't have to switch back between so many ongoing story arcs at the same time anymore. But at the same time, that also created a really interesting pacing in the episode, so I'm really interested in seeing how the change is going to affect the pacing, or if it's actually going to get better from then on. But I actually really like the episodes this volume so far have been paced. The writing has definitely improved a lot. I need to rewatch the whole scene with Yang beating up the bandits, and I think the theme was also playing at the end of the episode in the outro. Because I can't figure out if this was a part of Yang's score or if it was actually belonging to the bandits, but I really like the sound of it. It had this piratey vibe to it, but you know, bandits and pirates are essentially two sides of the same coin, except one is on land and one is at sea. But I really like that theme. I have been praising the soundtrack this volume so much already, and I just can't stop, because the way they use the characters' themes in the appropriate moments is so good and just gets me so much more hyped, especially because I almost always immediately recognize them. Especially Weiss's themes are my overall favorites from all the soundtracks, especially This Life Is Mine. It may actually have become my favorite song overall from all volumes' soundtracks. It's just that good. Not much more to say on this, I guess. I've been stumbling over my own words this entire episode. I don't know, I just really can't talk today, it's terrible. But I hope I was still somewhat making sense. Looking forward to Yang and Weiss reuniting with RWBY. Yang and Weiss have a lot of catching up to do, I guess. Like, how the hell did Weiss end up in Mistral? Yang is going to want the story for that. And hopefully some more Blake next episode, because we didn't really have anything in here. Also, Blake saying make me, Yang saying make me. I'm sure there's already 10 million gift sets of that parallel on Tumblr. I'm just gonna reblock every single one of those. And with that, I'm closing this video. I enjoyed that, I hope you enjoyed it too, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Once again, a huge shout out to my patrons. A special thanks to Mechanical Geniuses, Ezzy Abbott and Scott Ingalls, my Flamekeepers Adam Fox and RenegadeSamurai, and Heda Chris. Thank you guys so much for all your support.